Such
Hi.
a pleasure to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Fiona, how have you been coping? Because obviously we've gathered you've got, is it asthma? Is that the main condition that's the...
Yeah, severe asthma. It's been an interesting time, really. I think I've never been somebody who's kind of fully accepted that I have asthma. For me, asthma is something that you have when you're a child to, get out of PE at school. So I've always kind of, been a bit of not an asthma denier, but I don't really like to think of myself as a person with asthma or a person with a long-term health condition. But of course that all changed last year when the pandemic hit, and then all of a sudden people with certain health conditions had to be very careful, and that's when I kind of really changed my perspective on what it is to be a person with a long-term health condition.
And Shivali, are we right in saying that you've got an underlying health condition you've had to sort of shield, particularly at the beginning of the pandemic?
Well, I've been fortunate that we have our own firm and I have my own office, so I'm able to work in isolation, but yes, entirely shielding since March 2020. And because of me, the children are also shielding, and my husband, the whole family have been really supportive of that. But that in itself has its challenges. I think at the beginning, I was really scared to even hug the children or kiss the children in case I was a carrier and I might give it to them, or the fear of maybe they've picked up from school and if I get it, I'd rather not hug them for a little while than not be here. So I think we were really thinking about things in larger terms, and really daunting. It was really daunting.
A lot of anxiety going around, wasn't there? It's kind of, that unknown and that fear. It actually, that ate away and eroded more about families and family life, I think, than anything else at the beginning.
And we live in a multi-generational family. So it's mum and dad, then us, and then the kids. And having the older age category in the house as well, we felt really protective of them.
With the warnings out there for those with asthma and underlying health conditions and things like that, with the uncertainty of not knowing what it was about the pandemic that was going to be a sort of a threat or a complication. Was that really worrying for you? I mean, did you reach out to your GP?
I did, yeah. I mean, I think my GP hates me now. I've spoken to her so much. I think one of the main things I was worried about was simple things like getting your prescription, because there was all those kind of worries about literally leaving the house. So, I spoke to her about that. I spoke to her about shielding. I spoke to her about, hopefully getting on some kind of priority list. So, yeah, we've been in touch a lot.
And how do you feel, Fiona, about the vaccinations and things? Because you're imminent, aren't you, in terms of on the list?
I can't wait. Yes, I'm priority group 6. So any day now, I'm really hoping to get called up.
Shivali, particularly you with your diabetes, who've been your sort of support networks?
I'm a member of Diabetes UK and have friends in those circles. So I've been able to lean on them a lot for support and touch base with them and any queries, questions. But also they've been really good at sending me information about the COVID-19 situation, any updates that are relevant to my health condition. I think my biggest support on an emotional and a mental level has got to be my family. I feel like we're closer than we ever were before.
Any worries about vaccinations or anything like that? You're good with needles?
Fine. I mean, don't love them. I mean, who does? Yeah. But I'm very pro-vaccine. I actually have a pro-vaccination policy at the nursery. So I have always been somebody who truly believes in vaccines. I truly believe in science and medicine. And, I think that is the best way to kind of, look ahead to have a much brighter future and go back to normality. So, yeah, a massive believer in vaccines. And I really hope as many people as possible, when they get called up for it, that they take it.
A little bit nervous about, but at the same time quite excited about, because it means it's one step closer to seeing my mom and my siblings and the extended family that I miss massively. Because though I have my unit here, I haven't seen my mum this year. And for us, she's only half an hour down the road, but that half an hour is like miles, a million miles at the moment.
And Shivali, can I ask what it is that you're sort of nervous about in having a vaccination?
So initially, I read a lot about everything. I think when you have a health condition, you just read whatever you can find. And then I'd read a few things that made me think, oh, I'm not sure. It sounds like there's something around it which might not be safe, or the ingredients. And I read a lot of sort of social media posts again, where I felt a little bit nervous. And just like this condition, like this virus, the idea of this vaccination is new, but the more people that get it, you realize that actually it's helping, and the numbers are showing that, the figures are coming down, all positive things.
Catherine and I are not medical experts by any means, but if it's any consolation, we can wholeheartedly support having vaccinations. It's really, really important. We've spoken to a lot of people about it, and the uptake's been amazing so far. We've got to keep it going so that the younger generations also feel that it's really important for them to have it. So it's great that you're Shivali, you're taking your time to kind of work it out and come to a conclusion that I need to do this, because social media is awash sometimes with lots of rumors and misinformation, so we have to be a little bit careful who we believe and where we get our information from. But especially for those who are clinically vulnerable as well, it's so important that those vaccinations are done. So good luck.
What change do you think it will allow you, apart from sort of worrying less and being able to sort of move about a bit more?
I think I'm trying to not see it as a magic cure. I'm not going to go out licking lampposts or anything straight away. I think I'm probably going to do what I do normally. I'll still wear my mask, I'll still keep the hand gel, still social distance. But it's nice to know that kind of mentally you have that layer of protection, and that if you do end up being unfortunate enough to catch it, that it won't be as severe as it might have been without having been vaccinated.
Is Kira there? We'd love to say hi to her.
Yeah, she is. Kira, do you want to come in? Okay, come sit next to me here. Have a seat.
Hi,
hello, Kira.
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
How are you getting on with school?
Really good.
Is your mummy a really good teacher?
Yeah.
I bet.
Oh, that's nice.
Your mum is saying she's loving homeschooling, but wasn't sure if you were liking it too.
I like it sometimes, and I don't like it sometimes.
Are you missing your friends, Kira?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it, when you're not all together, being able to see them, muck around with them as well.
That's the main thing, isn't it? I'm just not as fun as much as I try to be.
Are you looking forward to going back to school?
So much, yeah.
Yeah.
And what are the best bits about school? Do you like your friends? Is it sports? What do you like?
Yeah, my friends, and I like having PE lessons, and I like having my friends help me when I don't know the answers.
That's very handy.
I like having people to cheat from.
I guess it's the unknown, and I think that's the case for most people. It's just something that's unknown right now, and by the time you've had it, it'll be
But I hope it comes as a huge relief in the end. I know maybe there's sort of the anxiety and the worry leading up to it, but I hope for all of you it will add a bit of normality back to your lives, and confidence as well as we go forward into the spring. It would be great.
I'd love for everyone to have it so things can be a little bit more normal. It'd be nice to have my staff back in the office, and yeah, I also hope though that people don't rush into kind of meeting and groups and stuff until they've had the second one and waited the right amount of time, because I think there's a little bit at the moment I've been reading recently where people seem to think they've had the first one, so that's it, they're ready to go, and I like to stress that be a little bit cautious still and keep doing what you should be doing, the precautions, the hand washing, the distancing. It's really important to keep doing that still.
Quite right, absolutely. It's so nice to chat to you both, and we wish you the very best, Fiona, getting your vaccination done.
Thank you.
Bring a bit of life back, a bit of normality for you guys too.
Absolutely. It's been such a pleasure to talk to you both. It's been a real honour, so thank you.